no matter what. Have feeling great.
Hello friends, welcome to Godlywood Studio and to Light of Knowledge. In this series, we discuss knowledge, spirituality as it was revealed in 1936, a few decades ago. Many spiritual facts which has been confusing humanity for time immemorial was answered. Many secrets were revealed. And in today's discussion, we take up one of the most confusing topics, religion versus spirituality. What is religion? What is spirituality? Are they both the same? What do we need to follow? And come, let us discuss this confusing topic with Rupa Behenji. Benji, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Religion and spirituality has been used along with each other. Is it the same or is there a difference?
When we use the word religion,
Hmm.
it comes, to my understanding, it applies to a group of people. A mass following a set of belief system which is common to everybody. That is called religion. Whether they understand why they are doing or not understanding, but they simply do it because it has come as from past many years. It may be from their forefathers, generation wise, or they are because they are born in that place, born in that family, born in that atmosphere, so they are following. It may be any of these reasons. But when I have to understand the spirituality, it is not for one group of people, one set of people, or one nation. It applies to the whole humanity. That kind of acceptance is spirituality, because religion having limitation. I have some code of conduct because I belong to this. But spirituality is having the wisdom of the self as I am, and also it reveals the knowledge about the spiritual father, which directly makes me understand the secrets of my existence, that is soul, spirit. And the connection between soul, spirit with the supreme soul is really, in true meaning, spiritual knowledge.
I think, Benji, as you talk about this, I feel that religion was a kind of framework which was given to the people, which can eventually lead them to spirituality. I think, which is the essence, as you say, the deepest
They are
knowledge of the self.
trying to. But what happens when I hear something from a person, I get attached to that person and I believe and I start doing, then I am in that circle alone. There is no way that I come out of that. And in course of time, religion actually it was introduced because when man was falling with the effect or influence of these vices, to save him, just to show him this is wrong, this will be leading to sorrow. So some divine souls who had that divinity in them, they started showing the path. Look, this is wrong, and if you do this, this is the suffering you are going to undergo. Then what happened? One person believes and he starts following, and that goes to 10 people, then 100, then 1,000, then 1 lakh, then it becomes religion.
And I think they also created written codes of conduct so that
Yes,
it can
that
be
is
passed on
because so that people get a clear sketch of what they want to do. Because in human history, sometime when there is a fall from the highest state of soul conscious stage, we human beings get involved in knowing unknowing desires or sins, which may be with the awareness or not having the knowledge of what is sin and what is good. Therefore, some high enlightened souls, when they descend, they see there is suffering, there is so much of misery, then they start giving the light. So in order to make them understand, they need lot of time. So instead of that, they say, okay, you do this, that is more than enough. For example, don't hate anybody, don't speak lie, don't steal somebody's. These are all very simple values, no, in life, but that itself became a code of conduct in religion. And a group of people, whoever following any person, they then started giving a name. We are the followers of such a person. Then that name became a religion. But otherwise, it is a way of life where we have to go with the some eternal laws of this universe.
We are seeing a contradiction because I think religare is the word from which religion came later, and it actually means to bind together. But now there is division in the name of religion. So I think religion itself has gone away from those times when it actually came into the world.
When there was a time of fall in human cycle or human history, then one person who has got enlightened, having the knowledge of some deeds which is going to give good or bad fruits, he starts giving to another person. When a group of people, very small group starts following, there is no division. And when the same awareness is being passed to another group of people, there somebody takes initiation and he starts giving the same awareness. While passing that message, he also adds some thoughts of his own self and he gains little more and more importance, and he starts making his own platform there and he sets his own code of conduct. Okay, now so many people are following, so let me have this kind of awareness that will be separate or maybe little marginal difference. Like this, a group of people here, there started following different personalities, and that's how different names was given and different code of conduct was introduced, and then symbols. Okay, a group of people, 1,000 or 1 lakh people are following one person. What is the name we have to give and how to identify? So for that, one label, one significant kind of color or specific sign, all these things started introducing. And this is all actually to bring people together. Okay, here in this country, this many people are following this code of conduct. So let them have this kind of dress, this kind of symbol. Okay, particular day, let us meet together so that everybody can rejoice and share something. So this was all introduced not to have any divisions, but to make people come together and have a group, so that movement will be easy and whatever the sharing will be easy, and that was the real intention. Later on, what happened when there was comparison, and if I have somewhere little pride about my achievement, oh, lakhs of people are praising me, and so there is some kind of ego, let's say, or some kind of pride. Then I start following or comparing with others. Then I want to bring my position high. Then there was false comparison. Then religion became a place for even quarrel and fight.
Benji, I think if a person goes to a temple for prayer or a church or a mosque and follows a code of conduct, he can be called religious. How can we call a person spiritual?
So, religious person, physically he may go and attend. That will have definitely good effect in his life. But nowadays, even we are attending for the sake of attending, then that won't have any impact on his personal life. And that person cannot be called as a religious person. See, there are some code of conduct, as you said clearly, some of the important values which has to be followed, whether you are inside the church or outside the church, either you are inside the temple or visiting every day. The code of conduct which has to be observed practically in life it is not giving much importance whether you are going to visit the temple or a church or a mosque or any holy place or not. Visiting gives me more energy and more enthusiasm. But even if I regularly visit and I don't follow that in my personal life, then how can I call myself a religious person? So that creates conflict in my mind. Then I am externally showing that I am religious, but internally I am not feeling what I have to.
Okay, then how can we define a spiritual person in comparison with a religious person?
Spiritual person, first of all, he will have the knowledge without having the awareness of the self and also the Almighty Supreme Self. I cannot become spiritual person unless I practice it. Practice in the sense I make my each day, each moment along with the code of conduct of spiritual laws.
You said the self and the supreme. How does this knowledge help me to become spiritual?
See, knowledge which is giving a clear awareness of the self, and self in the sense the soul related to body, and soul with this body, what actions I am performing, and what actions I am performing is the result I am gaining back. And that matters whether good or bad or sin or a great action, or I am giving pain to myself or pain to others, and how I am have to relate to others. The soul having a journey in this world with the connection or relation with nature, with human souls and with the Supreme, this entire secret I have to understand properly. Otherwise, you see every individual having little bit knowledge here and there, and finally not knowing what to do, what not to do. Then finally what we believe something is blind belief. And when misery comes and sorrow comes, then we blame God. Oh God, why you have given this life? Why you have made us to undergo this misery? But spiritual knowledge, first awareness of self, of course, in many religion books, holy books, the word soul, spirit, all these words are very well used. But entire awareness of the soul journey in this world drama and the effect of my action, effect of my relationships, effect of my each behavior, how it gives me joy or sorrow, and how I can make my existence a joyful existence. This is what spirituality teaches, and there is no feeling of pain or difficulty to practice this, because there is a clear understanding and nothing new you are going to do. You are coming back to your original state. That is what spiritual knowledge teaches. And second highest secret is the knowing the absolute knowledge about the Creator. Every religious person believes in God, and every religious person have some or the other way of belief in Him. But less we are aware how He is, where He is, what He is, and how I can relate Him, and how He is really related to me. And if I am related, then what I have to take from Him. See, this is a beautiful phenomena and also secret we have to understand. So that is what the spiritual father reveals himself. And when he comes and reveals himself, then every soul starts rejoicing.
I think we need to discuss more about these two aspects which you told. One is the lesson about the Creator, and the other is how we get sorrow or happiness. Today we looked into one of the most important points in godly knowledge, the difference between being spiritual and being religious. As such, we understand religion was a framework given by those seers who wanted to make this place again a better place or a heaven. And later, what happened? The degeneration started, and we started moving away from those basic principles. And spirituality is actually understand ourselves and God as it is revealed in godly knowledge. So I think we need to look into more details about godly knowledge. And I think it is now time to look into the question of the day.
I'm R.K. Gyani. I'm retired senior manager from Canara Bank. In the Bible, we have read that originally this creation was through Adam, and then Eve was created by God. And whereas in Brahma Kumaris, we hear that it is through Shiva. What is correct? Whether this creation is through Adam and Eve or Shiva?
So, Benji, that is one of those doubts which come into the mind of anyone who is following this godly knowledge, because in many of our scriptures or holy books, it is said there was an Adam and an Eve. And here we say the Supreme Father, Shiva, Allah, Jehovah, He did the creation. So, how does these two things connect with each other?
When we hear the word Adam and Eve, it itself reveals a man and woman, a physical instrument for the new creation, which was essential for even God, because this world is of physical, material things. And we also exist here. The spirit, the soul is there with the body, which is physical existence. So, the creation of God, in the sense, the renovation of the world, rejuvenation of the world. See, when something gets old, we are going to plan for a new thing before that old totally degenerates or get destroyed. The same thing God does. Otherwise, this universe is eternal. So, resources in this nature are eternal. Since God, to whom Brahma Kumaris say Shiva, in India, Shiva is being praised and worshipped in the form of just a round shaped symbol of linga. This is been believed in all religions. God is eternal light, incorporeal light. But when He creates this physical world, in the sense rejuvenates, He needs one physical media, corporeal media. So a worthy soul, to whomever He chooses, He names as Adam. In other words, in India they say Adi Dev, and in Quran it is said Adam. And the creation, of course, is happening in this physical world with existence of man and woman. So the beginning transformation starts from one person, Adam, and then Eve, and they become the first man and woman who will be transformed into a perfect man and perfect woman, who are praised and worshipped in the form of Sri Lakshmi and Narayan in India. So they are the highest personalities of divinity, the image of God's first creation. And therefore, even today also we respect God and goddesses. But their previous existence is in simple form, where we name as Adam and Eve, Adam and Bibi, and Adidev and Adidevi in India. So even for God, the incorporeal Father, in order to rejuvenate this physical world, He needs to enter into a human corporeal media in order to give a new knowledge. Therefore, we will be searching for that divine knowledge. He reveals through the media of Prajapita Brahma. He names him a new name, Adidev Brahma. That is the first man who understands the thought, the vision, plan of God, and he walks. That is why he is called as first man. Adi Dev means first who became the instrument of God. To become a Dev means the divine person.
I think, Benji, this term, the differences are only in, I think, very marginal or minimal. In every scriptures, it has been said that there was a woman and a man at first, and God shaped them in His own image, that is His own highest code of conduct. This question has been fairly answered, but to know into the in-depth knowledge of God and His creation, I think we will have to take up the course or dive even deeper into this godly knowledge so that there is clarity. But as such, Adam and Eve, Brahma and Saraswati, Lakshmi and Narayan, these are all terms referring to the first man and the first woman. So, for God to do His creation, He also needs corporal medium. And definitely, we have only two prototypes, a man and a woman. So, now, dear friends, it is time to go into the last session of the episode, that is the attitude, virtue, and contemplation part. Benji, so what is today's attitude, today's virtue, and how are we going to contemplate on it?
Let us take today the attitude of farsightedness, because it's very essential if at all we want good results in our life, whatever the actions we are performing, to see the results before we could do the actions. For that, we need to support ourselves with proper wisdom. What I am doing, what is the sequence after doing, and what I'll get, the fruit. This can be visualized before that, then no mistake takes place.
Benji, sorry to interrupt. Here I would like to ask a doubt in many of our minds. That is, there are many who find visualization very difficult. Maybe it is due to several negative thoughts which is in their minds, or clouded kind of thinking, or whatever. But I have heard this complaint over and often that I am finding it difficult to visualize or keep my mind on a particular point. So, what can be done about that?
Now, visualization is also based on knowledge. As much you have knowledge, so much you can visualize. Without the support of knowledge, what you can visualize? Nothing you can visualize. Therefore, we need a proper knowledge of our actions. That's called philosophy of karma, which God is teaching here. Each action, what you think, what you see, what you hear, what you speak, how you behave, how you interact, everything matters. And in return, what you get, the result also He reveals. Therefore, as much we have a clarity in our knowledge, so much we can visualize, and so much we can think farsightedly and get the right results. So, godly knowledge helps each and every individual to have a very deep thinking of what I am, what I have to do, what I want to become. And without this clarity, you cannot take a proper step of action. Therefore, people are not having clear aim. They don't know what to do. So, if you have a clear aim, what I want to become and where I am and how I have to reach that. So, this is called farsightedness. So, to fill this gap, I need the torch of light at each step. And sometimes we are confused, then contemplation will always help us to get out of all disturbances. And for that, the virtue, we will support ourselves with a virtue of clarity. Clarity in the sense you understand what you want to understand in a better way and do it with clarity. Even a small work like cooking we are going to do, we have to plan what to cook, how to cook, and what will be the taste of that. So, each and every action we need the virtue clarity and clear way and also clean way. So, to reach my divinization, let me say, I have to reach to my perfection. What is that perfection? I need the knowledge. So, this is how the godly knowledge helps every individual.
I think, Benji, we have only remaining 2 minutes. So, let us have a quick reflection on these thoughts.
Sit in a comfortable position. Allow your mind to be free from all other thoughts for a while. I am a soul. Started my journey into this world with perfection. I was filled with all values, powers when I entered into this world, which was so perfect, pure, and divine. I was enjoying each moment of my life with happiness. Slowly, the values in me started degenerating, and I started looking outside for my peace and happiness. And in this journey, I got attached to the things, people, material comforts. Many desires started occupying my mind, which gave me happiness temporarily, and again I was unhappy, sad. And now is the time for me to recognize myself and know myself as I was perfect in the beginning. God the Almighty, sweet Father of my soul, is now revealing the secret how I can regain that lost happiness. He is supporting me with His powers. At each step of my action, He is guiding with His knowledge. Whenever I fall, He helps me and lifts me again. So, I take the company of my sweet Father and starts moving slowly, steadily to reach my perfection, which gives me immense happiness once again. Om Shanti.
Thanks a lot, Benji. As usual, it has been a nice experience. And on behalf of all the viewers, it is a heartfelt thanks to you to come into the studio and talking to us. Thank you very much. So, friends, that was all for today. Keep along with us in this journey. I hope you are enjoying this. And any queries, any suggestion, please feel free to email to us or call us in our number. And until we meet in the next episode with another interesting topic, it is a bye-bye from all of us in the studio.